Cappies, oh my Cappies. I hope everyone is doing wonderful. Cappies. We have the Judge and the Apocalypse, the Temple, the Stone, the Starborn, the Poet, and the Queen. I don't know, because I almost just feel like this idea of like wanting to tell somebody like to get their head out of the clouds. Because the Judge is just coming through as that, you know, like you need to get your head out of the clouds. But I almost feel like there was an idea of like you saying that to somebody else and then them turning around on you and saying, perhaps you too should check where your head is at. You know, you know what I mean about that. You know, it's just kind of like, I just think that there is an idea of, because what does it mean to have your head in the clouds versus having goals, right? Because that's legitimate. Like, you can have goals. Like, you can set goals for yourself and you can say, okay, like, I'm going to be doing this by this time, and then I'm going to be doing that by that time. And you know what I mean? And you can start just like chipping away at it piece by piece, you know, like doing the damn thing. And it's kind of like, you have markers, right? And then there's the kind of like living in a daydream fantasy, like get your head out of the clouds, where it's like you're just saying that something has to be a certain way and then wanting to put everybody in this box, and then, you know what I mean? And then like passing judge on them because they're not adhering to something. But like if you step back and you look at it, you know what I mean, from a different perspective, things look very, very different. And I think that that idea of getting your head out of the clouds becomes more of a realistic creativity, you know, like it's in writing, you know, it's written word poetry. But I do feel like there is this shift. However that resonates for you as an individual. We have the Stone and the Starborn, and the Starborn really is like coming out of your shell, but I, again, feeling anchored in it, because I just think that when you make your dreams a reality, when you start focusing on chipping away at things little by little, and you allow for that creativity to like course through you, instead of being very rigid and very like, it has to be this way and it has to be on this timeline and it has to be, you know what I mean? I just feel like this extreme rigidity. And it's like, wow, you are missing out on the entirety of all of that. You know what I mean? And it's just kind of like, I feel like you are seeing how your head was also in the clouds while somebody else's was, you know, like having goals doesn't mean that your head is in the clouds. You know, it doesn't mean that you're not being realistic when you set goals for yourself and you accomplish them. You know what I mean? Like, how is that unrealistic versus, you know, trying to like force things because of an idea that's not realistic to the people who you're trying to get it to fit in those positions, because, you know, they don't, that's a manufactured, you know, like these people aren't manufactured. It's just kind of, okay. And you can be on either side of the story, so take what resonates and leave the rest. I'm just going to read it how it comes through, but these are general reads. Okay. Two of Swords and the Eight of Cups. Yeah. I don't know. It really does just feel like this shift in perspective and this understanding that like when you worship the way in which you reach a goal and you prohibit people from reaching goals, because you're so focused on how they have to be reached, it becomes very burdensome, you know? And I just feel like it got to a point where it became very burdensome. And I think this realization, again, you can be on either side of the story, but a realization that this rigidity really needed to go. You know, like this rigidity was preventing you from finding the beauty that was there for you to find. If only you would just, I want to say, if only you would just listen. But whatever it is that you are, you know, like coming into, it's a changed version of you that is also very anchored in who you are. I feel like the change is in the lack of rigidity, you know, because Cappies are fucking dope. I love Cappies. You know, I mean, like, I think of ours that, like, he was tons of fun. Like, we go to concerts all the time, like, fucking music all day, all night, you know what I mean? Like, just happiness. Like, I don't know. I just feel like the Six of Wands, the Seven of Swords, the Page of Cups, the Queen of Swords, the Sun, again, just this, like, you got swept up in the lack, you know, you got swept up in the rigidity, but now that you're being honest with how that was preventing you from moving forward, I think it's really, you know, I just feel like lifting the weight up off of you a little bit, which I'm glad, Cappies, because that feels heavy. That rigidity feels heavy. And I kind of just want to say, like, if you'd stop being so obsessed with the end and start being obsessed with the now, things would be so much different, you know? Okay, Cappies. The Seven of Wands and the Six of Pentacles. Yes, because it's like when you focus on the now, you experience things in a more fluid manner, you know? And it helps you to just really come into what it is that you were, meant for. I think what it is that you really wanted, what it is that you envisioned, what it is that you did fantasize about, because everyone fantasizes about, like, all different types of things, but there are none of us on this planet who don't fantasize about what life could be, or like what, you know, just like, well, I don't know, maybe that's not true, but for the most part, I think everybody dreams, you know, or they just watch TV. And they pretend like they're somebody else for a half an hour. You know what I mean? It's just kind of like, there's always that sense of fantasy in some form or fashion. It's just a lot more rewarding when you're fantasizing about your own life. The Three of Swords, the Knight of Cups, the Fool. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like this broken heart, this rigidity, you know, just like this offer to really move past this in a big way. The Fool, the Starborn, you know, I just feel like you're getting an opportunity to really, you know, like step out into like who you're meant to be. And I feel like for some of y'all, there's just like this offering that's been made to you that you're just like, I'm going for it. I'm doing it. I'm doing the damn thing. Right, Cappies? Okay. Okay. Let's do one last card for y'all, and we'll call it a read. The Forest and the Sustainer. Well, I mean, you're going... you're going on an adventure, you know? I mean, I just feel like this, you're going into uncharted territory, and for whatever reason, it feels more secure than that, like, I'm gonna, like, I just feel like hold my ground and hold my stance, and this is, you know, like the rigidity present in your energy, or in the energy of the person that you're dealing with. Take what resonates how it resonates, but just kind of this idea that like that rigidity, there was no freedom in there. There's no room for exploration. And so you haven't had the opportunity to do all that. You know what I mean? And it's like when you finally have the opportunity to do all of that, you are finding yourself in something that is self-sustaining, and there's nothing that makes a Cappy happier than like sustaining something, you know, like making it last. All right, Cappies, I love y'all so much. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. If this did resonate, please give me a like, share, and subscribe, and I will see y'all again soon. Bye.